Okay, I like your honesty, Liger.
Look, I'm gonna have to go with a confident 37.89% chance that XOXO take it.
Very
Why?
specific.
Because I believe they've been cooking, they've been doing some great things, but you know what? I think Reject is more annoyed that they're playing on Clinta than they are facing EXO. I think they're more interested in beating the map and beating their unknown version of themselves rather than beating XOXO in this very moment. But we'll see. You know, throw out the silliness. Let's get into it. And we know it's Gambit time to be banned. Of course, I don't know why I said Gambit time like we're going to see Gambit tonight. It's not happening, everybody, okay? You keep petitioning. My guy needs to get checked, all right? We've had enough. He's too strong. It's got to stop. This guy does not see playtime. I don't even think... Who is the best Gambit in Ignite? I don't even think we can name who that is, because we don't even see him.
I don't even think a lot of teams are prepared to play him. Like... I don't know how often teams scrim and are like, hey, leave Gambit open, because, like, when is that going to happen? But, yeah, if you're going to leave Gambit open in the EXO match, I think Dan might have the most generational crash out known to Marvel Rivals history, but no such a luck here. It is going to be a one-sided Devil Dino for Reject, though, and they will also take away the Rocket from EXO. Meanwhile, EXO, they're going to save themselves a Black Cat, Rocket off the table entirely, and they're going to ban out a Phoenix as well. So a lot of the same notes we've seen from a lot of these Asia teams in this draft, but yeah, I mean, I feel like teams don't even prep for Gambit, because we've seen Gambit get through the draft a few times, and it almost seems like teams don't know what to do. They're like, wait a minute, we have Gambit. Okay, I guess somebody play Gambit. It just seems like it's kind of they're on the back foot when he makes it through.
I think Lastro wants to play Gambit. But in the meantime, we will see what that final protect is going to be. It's going to be Black Cat for Reject. I want to see some Black Cat. I think it would be good to see Felicia back on the Thievery. And there it is. Black Cat for both sides locked in. Dino one-sided for the Reject. At the same time, XOXO about to make a clutch final ban here. What are they going to nullify from Reject? Reject, no Phoenix, no Rocket, no Gambit, and no Loki. Okay. Loki appearing in the bans once again.
I'm not judging.
Yeah, definitely nasty, and I'm always surprised that Loki survives so many drafts. He's not really much of a conversation piece when it comes to picks and bans, so always a little bit of an eyebrow raiser when he does manage to make it through. But yeah, a couple of key pieces coming out of this draft. Of course, it's the one-sided Devil Dino for Reject. Gargoyle been an absolute beast on this prehistoric boss here, so definitely going to look for some of that to come into play here. But, you know, definitely trading some blows back and forth here, taking away the Captain America from EXO, but you know, Zatha has been a player that I've had my eye on a lot during this stage. He's been an absolute demon on Groot, a game changer, and a big part of the reason why EXO has taken some big matchups in this stage. So they are obviously going to look to capitalize on that. Players like Alone Fills as well. There's a lot you have to watch out for when you're facing off with XOXO01. So this is not decided. This matchup is not in the books here. Reject will have to put up a fight here, no doubt. But as we talked about, you know, domination does seem to be EXO's kind of slower, weaker suit here. So we will see if they put up a fight here against Reject, or if Reject, these absolute demons since preseason playoffs, are going to continue the path of destruction here through the group stage of stage 1. Doors open. Liger, I got no doubt they're just going to go straight to blows right away.
I mean, that's what they're going to have to do right now. That's what they need to do. They need to go all against the wall right now. See if they can make it happen for themselves. Brownie already on the style on the front lines, building up that charge as soon as they can. Get to that Galactic Legend. That is the key to victory. Mix it up a little bit. Of course, no Rocket available to both sides. Rocket is officially just as threatening as Gambit in our current Ignite meta, but dropping that Mentor Fish for now, coming out from Songjok Woo. That's going to be the key flame orb set on the pyre of Clinta right there, and allows them to take out Brownie. Insane understanding of the knowledge and kit of the shop that Black Cat has to offer right now. Already cashing in 3 times as much and going in for the back value right there, flanking around, putting all the pressure onto Lastro right now. Phase shifted in and already into the mix of it. Gets frozen and denied, and I don't think they have a chance to get out, but we're going to have a chase and see Gargoyle taking out Felix in return. That is the value, that is the presence, as they're still fighting a series of 1v1 fights, 2v2 fights, as they try to get that first mark. Songjok is down to Sunghyun as they are able to get some pressure and start to push XOXO off the mission area, but still nobody has captured yet.
No, and I imagine we're going to see a lot of these wars of attrition between these two teams. So close in terms of power level, so you're only going to see trades like that here. But Zaytha has been a beast for EXO. Going to try to make that happen again here. Does get the Strangling Prison down, and Alone fails to find one on the Mantis. Taking down Gargoyle. There's the Fate of Both Worlds coming down from Lastro now. So Reject under a nice umbrella. They'll take full advantage of it. Piggy finding Felix. A double KO here for the Captain America. Brownie and Gargoyle as well. Going to get in the mix in that KO feed. They'll take down Sungjuk Woo. It's a full ace onto XOXO01, and Reject will walk away with the first cap, but quite a back and forth between the two of them to start things off.
We'll have to see. There's the moment. Brownie setting up right now. We'll be able to bring out that Galactic Legend for the next fight. Gargoyle will be able to definitely as well bring Feast of the Abyss, but a lot of opportunities for both sides to bring out those ultimate combos. We also see Aloni Fields and Ace have their strategic ultimates ready to fly as well, but Brownie's already trying to go for the flank key, trying to pressure XOXO, trying to burn some of those cooldowns early to just give entry. Why? Because they want to set up Yaki, they want to set up that backline to go for the flank there. That's the power of Reject right now. With the 30% is, of course, climbing right now for Reject in their favor, but the game's the game, and that's the plan right there as they dive on in right there, mix it up with Gargoyle. Brownie retreats right now to the high ground to try and get an angle, but they're going to force Soul Resurgence coming out from Mantis here, and there it is, Galactic Legend in the skies coming out from Brownie, mix it up with a little bit of assembling coming from Piggy 2, match it up with Ace, who's dropping the copy Resurgence right now, copying Aloni Fields' ult right there, and now they keep sustaining, they keep bringing the pain and trying to see if they can nullify any of the XOXO pressure. Aloni Fields down, big punches coming out from the cap, Sungun follows suit with a Kimiho, and there is power, there is value from the calling cards coming out from both Songjuku and Yaki right there, but the question is whose deck is stronger, who pulled the right card to victory there. Brownie, however, does take out Ace, Piggy takes out Felix, the fight is still elongated right now as they're trying to set those tendrils of venom, and they do keep making sustained dice. They're still on that 70% mark right now. Crazy to see that such a slow, staggered, patient fight from Reject as they dismantled XOXO's strategy piece by piece, but not going too aggressive, but going very clinical.
Yeah, I mean, Reject quite literally are able to glimpse the Matrix in these team fights so often. They look for those openings, those brief windows where they're able to get in, find a critical pick, and take control of the team fight one piece at a time, and you get the results there, and now they're gonna do it here. All that forward pressure coming on to EXO now, looking to try and lock them down in the spawn room. Piggy and JT3 going to blows here, and it's Piggy. He can do this all day on 1 HP, but can't hold out against Sungjuk Woo. Gets the claws in there, but now 99% overtime for Reject here. Lastro pick up one on to Zaytha, and now Felix gonna get that strange portal, get EXO back into the fight here for one last opportunity, but so far it has been a full lockdown from this Reject roster. Now EXO on to the point here, but Brownie going up and over here, gonna look to try and push him off, and there's one good onto Alone Phil's Mantis, taking out the equation, and just a couple seconds of overtime left here. EXO able to put boots on the point and playing in there to the very end, but Reject are just waiting for that opportunity like sharks in the water, circling their victims here. Zaytha going so low on the venom, can't find a heal, and won't find one from Ace as he's sent back to spawn. Felix as well, and a Frost going down by the hands of Piggy, and just like that, Reject 0 to 100, not uncontested per se, but absolute control lockdown here from Reject.
Oh yeah, absolutely right now, absolutely. That is the Reject we've known. That is the pressure they're going to bring. They're going to be like, listen, you had your fun, XOXO. You've had your win streak. You've been in the lead all the past 2 weeks of age. Everyone's been saying XOXO, the new big dogs. This is how Reject's been thinking. All right? We had that glorious interview with Piggy. We know exactly what they think of Asia. We know for a fact they're like, Asia? Huh? Better than us? How dare they challenge the team that is partnered and locked in at the top? We'll see how it all unfolds in the rest of this matchup right now, but Reject asserted some big dominance early on with such a powerful first round of domination here, but still have 2 more rounds to go, maybe only 1 if Reject shut it down early, but XOXO, they're great on the back foot, and they got Dan who believes in them. I don't know if I can ever fail in my life when Dan believes in me. So let's lock in and see how EXO flip this.
Yeah, definitely a lot of EXO believers out there, especially after this insane run they've been on in this group stage. It really feels like they need to start finding a way to take control of these fights. They're able to put boots on the ground and hang in there, but they can only hang in there for so long until Reject find those openings that they need. No delay here from Piggy. Freedom Charge already out and diving right on in. Brownie gonna finish off Alone Fills as well, who goes over over to the Phoenix, forcing out a Kumio Unleashed from Ace here, trying to get the Big Fox on the move here, but big response from Reject, and already the KOs coming in so huge there. He can, in fact, do this all day. Piggy double KO on the Captain America. Yaki's got a calling card as well, and he's got Exo's number across the board here. Reject, a very confident first capture here, and yeah, it feels like once Reject get that momentum, once they get things rolling, it is so hard to stop them.
Absolutely. Momentum is literally the key to everything when it comes to winning in Marvel Rivals as a whole. Momentum is the key. And how do you break it down? The teams who have learned how to break opposing forces' momentum are the teams that are at the top right now. Other teams that flip the script. Other teams that hit the reverse sweep for themselves. We will see unfolding it as they see they go for the swipe right now. Yaki trying to get some cashing in happening downtown on the Celestial Husk right here. But in the mix of it all, Aloni feels shutting down Brownie. Brownie got a bit too close to comfort with the Phoenix JT3. Eagle action taking out Piggy in return. Ace falls as well in return. Bit of a trade coming out. Reject lost 2, but they still capture with 50% climbing right now. Aloni feels going to drop the Ensong Inferno though. Gotta say, that's pretty good value they did get Sung Hyun there, which allows them to get a bit of numbers game advantage for contestation of mission area, but they need to activate now because Reject is stalling with ults.
Yeah, definitely trying to buy themselves some time here, stabilize the boat a little bit as Lastro is going to come back to the spawn room, but just a brief pause here, but man, Reject fully in control here, and that was kind of the forecast we had at the beginning of this match. So strong on domination, while EXO has struggled in several series on the domination map to open things up, but yeah, it's all tempo here for Reject. It seems like they are just maestroing the match from frame number 1.
Yeah. Ooh, I want to get back into that game. I want to see how it's unfolding for themselves right now, whether the pause came from either team, you know. It's a moment to take a breather, to take a moment, figure out, okay, if there's a DC, fair enough. If there's a tech issue, fair enough. But if there's a moment where it's not on your side, you have a moment to think and breathe. Okay, are we locked in? Are we doing the right thing? Are our comms clear? Are we actually activating on the plan we made earlier? Are we listening to what our coaches told us previously in preparation for this set? Because right now, 100,000%, these teams have been preparing for this matchup for over a week, maybe even longer than that, knowing that someone's got to break a win streak here. You cannot be all in the green anymore after this set. Already, you know, it could go to favor of Reject, who could maintain their green here and their victory streak if they knock out EXO on this round here, and they're already only like 40% away from that as well.
Yeah, I mean, a really strong lead so far, but I feel like on point number 2 here, EXO are getting some hits in. They're finding some KOs, finding some body advantages. We are going to get right back into it here. EXO looking to make the flip on top of Reject here. Brownie's Galactic Legend goes down, and Sunjuk Woo finishes it off, takes down Piggy as well. Slice and dice through Reject. One by one, they fall, and now EXO taking the car keys away. They're in the driver's seat and going to look to try and shrink down this lead that Reject has.
Okay, we're seeing a representation of XOXO using this is a bit of a mental tactic. Do you see what I'm seeing here? You see exactly what I'm seeing.
I see some Gen Rain. Yeah, I'm seeing it. I'm seeing Gen Pool, you know, the team that has, as we've heard, been beating Reject in scrims. You know, has been actually, you know, a team that is doing quite a bit of, you know, Reject's biggest rival in the scene of Pacific right now, but we'll see how it unfolds right now. Let's see if that's going to be the key they need to win the mental warfare, but it's not all about the mental. You got to also bring all the physical prowess at the same time. That's what Piggy's doing right now, absolutely pummeling Aloni Feels in the backline there, and that allows them to secure a good capture here and Reject take it back. But in the Mixod, JT3 marking them down, throwing down the Unicorn, gonna set up a nice shield, allowing them to take out Piggy. They've got advantage here, go for a selfie. I think it's now time to rush in and take that 6v5 quickly because that percentage is climbing dangerous. Yeah, it feels like EXO are finding the picks, but they're not going with the follow-through. They gotta continue that momentum here. It's a Kumio Unleashed from Ace and a Feast of the Abyss from Gargoyle here, going head-to-head as Reject in control of the capture point once again here. 95% and still on the move, and Yaki's got a calling card for him. Piggy and Brownie got some KOs as well here. Brownie, a big game changer for Reject, and a triple KO on the board here. 99%. Reject just have to finish the job here, and 1, 2, 3 overtime ticks away. Sunjuk Woo over onto the Strange, though, might be able to get the portal out. No portal in sight, though, and Reject will punch it here on domination. Take this thing 2-0. Definitely better looks from EXO on point number 2, but it does feel like this is a team that tends to struggle here on domination.
Oh, there's the moment. You named it, Diatonic. You named it. They may not have this one down in their formulas locked in, but XOXO have won harder matches before. And you know, this is going a little too similar to how their matchup against Z10 went, but you never know. Maybe they flip it. We'll see. Reject, however, strong start. It's what we want to see from Reject, partner team in the region representing Team Asia right here. They are going to look good with that composition. They got the Black Cat down pat. This is the thing about these upper echelon teams in Asia. They've got Black Cat down to a science. They've studied her, analyzed, and they've brought her to the table. Nice and easy, served up to absolute perfection. We're going to see a lot of MVPs coming out from Black Cat, but what I like seeing more of as well, White Fox, supplementary dive, allowing them to get value from the cap, from the Black Cat. That team up in full effect right there as they cash in and do claim victory here against XOXO. But it's a best of 3, everybody. Still one more map for Reject to win, or maybe 2 for XO to reverse sweep on.
Yeah, big lucky loan indeed here for Reject. Able to take map 1 on the back of that team up. Piggy the MVP here on Clintar. And yeah, leading the charge. We talked about this team maestroing the tempo, and the conductor leading the band seems to be Piggy, as when that forward pressure comes out, there is one man leading that charge, and it usually tends to be Piggy on that Captain America. No different here. It's the same strategy we've seen from Reject. They take control of the objective, they fan out, and they put on that forward pressure, that chokehold, until the other team just cannot hang in there anymore. And not even XOXO01 are immune to that. On an absolute demon run here in the group stage, but Reject again show them why they are the partner team here in Asia and why they're on track for that #1 seed spot if they can close out this series.
Oh, it's literally right then and there. If they can claim it, if they can take that top seed back, if they can take all that glory back, that's what Reject want to do. But we're going to find out very, very soon as we return from a quick break and see if Reject can shut down the XOXO hype train, or are XOXO going to keep their dreaming on.
Maximum pulse!
You made me angry! We are undefeatable!
Blink and you miss it, and suddenly Reject win the first match. It was one of the quickest ones I think we've seen so far. Wasn't the shutouts that we've seen from Genji over in Oceania, but still a pretty dang fast map. And considering these are the top 2 teams of the Asia side of PAC, yeah, I think that's pretty good, all things considered. But I want to throw a little factoid at you boys real quick. Because this is such a big matchup, you have Reject and XOXO. XO, up until now, the second map they've lost so far when it comes to the stage 1. We are going to Spider Islands, but it has been 2 months to the day since Reject lost their last series. We're going to Spider Islands. Last time we saw that, Zero Tenacity beat them map 2 on Symbiotic Surface. Is it going to matter that this is not Symbiotic Surface, even if it's a completely different meta?
This is the map though. This is the map that XO started their reverse sweep against Z10 last week on the Friday. So I could see it. Reject probably saw this coming. Let's hope they've prepared for Spider Islands for their sake. But XOXO, they're on the reverse sweep warpath. They know their formula, and they've already played the first card.
Would there be a critical ban that would need to come out in order for Reject to win this handedly?
Ooh, Black Cat, maybe.
Okay,
Shut it down.
okay.
I don't think they need the Black Cat on their end.
So you're saying XO needs Black Cat?
No. I would say. Actually, tough to say. Both teams run a very good Black Cat. You know what? Let's talk about Rocket. I think Rocket's the key. If you can get one-sided Rocket, both of these teams want to target that.
Yeah, I mean, that one-sided rocket has been a win con for a lot of teams. When we see it come through, it usually ends up being one of the last nails in the coffin, or maybe one of the first, considering it comes here in the draft phase. But yeah, I like the looks here for EXO on the map pick. Of course, like you said, this is where they turn things around against Zero Tenacity. And Spider Islands, a map we don't see a ton of, but XOXO01, you know, I've always thought of them as kind of the loose cannon team here in Asia. They will come out of left field with something you don't expect, but that's kind of the question here. Have Reject done their homework? Do they suspect that the map 2 Spider Islands pick is a play for EXO, or is this just kind of an off the cuff, like, hey, we did it against Z10, let's take him here once again? So that's kind of the question. EXO does ban out the Rocket against Reject. They'll take the Black Cat for themselves too, but it's going to be a one-sided Devil Dino for Reject, so that one coming up big as well. They also ban away the Star-Lord from Reject. Meanwhile, Reject going to finish the job here. No Rocket Raccoon for this matchup.
That should be interesting. Oh. Hey, yo, look to the skies. Metallic, wondrous, marvelous men in the skies. We got Ultron out here, locked in, coded into the battle right now. Do not let him access the internet. He will destroy us all for 6-7 memes. Now, in the meantime, we got Protects coming out. Final one, locking in for Reject. They want that Phoenix. They get Phoenix? That's good. They can get that marksmanship on the Ultron. Shut him down in the sky.
Yeah, I mean, that is going to be their best tool against the Ultron here, but I like the Ultron save at the end of the draft from EXO. It's kind of nasty and leaves the door open for Mantis too, and that's a lot. We saw that a lot in preseason. We saw teams really going heavy into the damage amplification, running both Ultron and Mantis at the same time. Hasn't really been the case in stage 1, not nearly as much here, but EXO have the last laugh. They will take out the Mantis for Reject, but yeah, I think the 2 saves for Reject are huge here. Getting the one-sided Devil Dino and getting the Phoenix. They had an immediate response to that Ultron save, almost like they were kind of prepared for that to come through. So definitely a big one here. I would say that's kind of the curveball you expect from a team like EXO, but yeah, we'll have to see how it plays out for them. Maybe gonna see a little bit of Adam Warlock here too, as Alone Fills is going for the hover to start.
Oh, you know, I would love that. I actually, it makes me miss Gen G. We've got like 3 Adam Warlock players on that team, but in the rest of the Pacific, you know, not too many Adams playing around. You know, I really got to say though, like only within a 2-3 week play difference, the meta shift between, like, we've got Pacific region, but the meta shift between OCE and Asia is so different. Like, yeah, we've got the Black Cat fact, the Devil Dinosaur, but we've got the Rocket now to consider. Ultron's back in play, Loki sneaking back in. So many different strategists have really cooked it up right now. White Fox getting some more playtime as well. Love to see it, but that's the beautiful Spider Islands. You already know, Tokyo 2099. Everybody wants heroes from this certain time period to arrive in Marvel Rivals, and a certain Miguel has been mentioned in some lore tidbits recently, so maybe we get, you know, a very different kind of spider individual. But for now, we will focus on finding out what today's canon event will be, because I know it'll guaranteed be a banger ignite tonight. So let's keep it going right now. And Diatonic, I think you got your wish. Adam Warlock, Alone Feels is locked in.
Yeah, I've seen this out of EXO before, and you're 100% right. Leaning into the 2099 timeline for sure, but the only number on Reject's mind here is 01. EXO 01, and Reject on the attack first, coming out swinging. Lastro taking down a JT3, the captain down and out here, and gonna keep that rolling. Double KO onto Zatha as well. Strong opener here for the offense, because that defensive spawn is quite a walk here. That is gonna force a ton of respect out of EXO here. They have to back this up, but the Sundra Wu will not make it out of there alive. Gargoyle hunting him down on the anti-venom, and he's not quite done yet. Gonna swing right on in. Big dive onto the roof. They may have the Ultron, but Gargoyle right now on the Venom. One of Reject's most consistent players. This guy cooks no matter how well Reject is doing in the match.
Oh yeah, and we love to see those chefs out here with the ingredients after they have set themselves up in a nice good bang face. Let's see the dive in the backline. Gargoyle going straight for it right now. Pummeling that backline, going straight for Only Feels, forcing Adam to use some cooldowns right now, but we're going to go back at that Mento Fish, trying to regroup with the squad right there. Songjok on the high ground right now, chasing down, slashing Brownie out of here right now, cutting them up into pieces so they can serve them to everybody. Everybody wants a piece of brownie right now. And that's going to be served up with another slash coming out from Soldier. We're taking out Lastro, already aiming him, and then Yaki gets a double KO on their side as well. The Black Cats are just farming each other's back lines right now, but Felix is still, you know, looking sharp, looking primal in the skies on that Ultron, ready to go as Piggy's just out here, you know, keeping it moving, stomping around. No, but everyone's flying around this dinosaur. Poor dinosaur can't keep up.
Yeah, Piggy, as he tends to do there. Just hanging in, just letting the team rally around him and keep things going. A good comeback, though, for EXO here. They're able to get back on and stop him. 2 minutes left to go, and it's big here for EXO. Out the gate, JT3 a double KO, and Sungjuk Woo as well, finding one. All underneath that rage of Ultron from Felix. Setting him up and knocking him down here as Zatha will find Piggy right after that Double Beast Rampage comes out. So a big ult shutdown against Reject here. And, you know, I thought EXO kind of were just on the back foot, but now it feels like Reject are trying to find a way in the door.
Oh, well, you know, the doors are very, very sturdy out here, Spider Islands, but there's ways to break around, you know, get through the wall, go for the flank, see if you can, you know, maybe get opening opportunity if you cash in from the bank. If Yaki's got enough coin, maybe we can see how that unfolds for themselves. Zita with a feast to the Abyss in the back line right there, crunching forward. Double Nancy coming out onto Sunghun, but they keep sustained, and Lashro is there to keep Piggy alive as well. Piggy in return returns the favor, taking out JT3, but Ace is there. Scoop of the Jeff time. Do we see anybody get off the map in the splash inning right now, and is running for the edge right now? Does anybody get there? Does anybody get taken off the map? We're waiting for the moment to see if Jeff gets away, and Sunghun is off the map. Ace with the sacrificial lamb gameplay right there. It's a good time when Jeff knows that they can get one and take one down and bring their team a little advantage.
Yeah, I mean, the target prio is great here. They're looking to try and take care of some of Reject's anti-dive because it is tough here for EXO to get in the door. Tough for Sungjuk Woo and JT3 to get in the mix. So taking out White Fox, a good choice, especially considering Sunghun's holding that Kumio unleashed. But it is just a small speed bump on the road here for Reject. 35 seconds left to go. EXO on the point here. The body disadvantage already big. Sungjuk Woo got the calling card and will find Brownie, but it's just a 2-for-1 here. 3 members of EXO offline, and Ace suffering the same fate at the hands of that Kumio unleashed. Gargoyle finding alone fills here. No karmic revival to save the day, though he will get up off the cocoon. 0.3 meters to go. Reject will get this checkpoint here. 2:45 back on the clock for them. But yeah, it's a tough position for EXO to be in. They're clearly wanting to go for the dive here, but between the Luna Snow, the White Fox, it is just so difficult for them to get in the mix.
Alrighty, here we go. Into that motion. There it is. There's an angle. I'm waiting for it. I like seeing this. I know what they... Oh, no! Yaki and Gargo tried to go for a coordinated dive, and Sungjuk was like, get the hell off my roof. You're not diving my backline. I'm going to your backline, in fact. I'm going straight for Brownie, and just in the blink of an eye, the Phoenix suddenly bursts into flames. But Sungjuk gets away again, once again, getting earthbound, but still being retreating and evolving and expecting mental fish right now. If they need, a whip right there. Gargoyle taken down right now. Vanguard's down. Big crunch coming out from Biggie. The face crunch is just perfection. Rampage is just pummeling forward, forcing cooldowns right now as they do go for a little bit of a bite. They do swing around and grab one, but not going to get taken out for now. Ace still in the fight. Still the pressure coming out from the Venom. Gargoyle is there. Zeta's there. Feast of the Abyss is online for both of them. I'm waiting to see which Venom is the real lethal protector at any moment.
Yeah, looking to see which one finishes more plates at the buffet here. Feast of the Abyss from Zatha comes out first. Alone Fills has that Insong Inferno as well. They'll find Lastro here. Good target prio for EXO. No freezes for Reject in the mix here, but Piggy will even the odds for Reject. Taking down Zatha, and just like that, Lastro back up and going to be on the move, back in the fight in no time. Sungjuk Woo super low on the Black Cat here. Needs a clutch heal from that backline, but all the while, EXO able to waste away the timer for Reject. Now 60 seconds, and they're going to dip under that here, and they're just about halfway, a little over halfway to checkpoint number 2, but Brownie, though, going to look to clear the way here, finds Sungjuk Woo. They know who the problems are on the side of EXO, taking down Felix as well. Alone Fills falls at the hands of Gargoyle here, and yet again, it is some free real estate from Reject here, forcing EXO to back up and wait for the team, and they're looking for a pretty nasty stagger here, too.
Oh, indeed. 30 seconds left right now. See if Reject can get it to that second gate. If they can open up and get to that final area, Spider Islands, they can have a really good opportunity to push there, but we need this time more than ever right now. Final fight territory, we are entering it, everybody. Lock in for the moment. Let's see how it unfolds. And Song Inferno coming out from Brownie first. That's going to be lined up right now. 1, 2, 3 in the blink of an eye. 4 of EXO get absolutely blitzed and deleted. What insanity coming out from Yaki. Where did they all go? Where did they all go, Diatonic? They couldn't even get their ults off. Boundary got nullified.
Yeah, it was a coordinated firing squad from Reject. Of course, Yaki putting down some big damage off of that calling card, and the rest of Reject capitalized. In Song Inferno coming down from Brownie as well. They've still got 4 ults ready to go here as they are going to storm the castle. The last point on the line here. Reject looking for a big map close. JT3 though, Freedom Charge on the move. Not enough to save Felix though on the invis. Yaki going to take care of her. And now a calling card from Sungjak Woo. A similar combo here, but shut down almost immediately by Brownie. Alonefells goes overhead for the In-Song Inferno, but there's no way in. Lastro's got that Fate of both worlds, and now Reject yet again. Assembly line up and back down here as EXO caught on the back foot here on their own turf, and now looking like Reject is gonna be able to clear the map.
Okay, here we are. Moment of truth, making it happen for themselves. JT3. I'll line up those Vibranium shields directly into the scales of Piggy right now, but Piggy's just absolutely gone primal with it right now. Oh, disappeared so quickly out of there. Piggy's like, wait a minute, I didn't ask for this much pain. I'm going to retreat back to my team. I'm going to take it easy. I do not want to mess with the Kumiho, but the Kumiho is officially timed out from being unleashed. But Sungjak Woo in the backline swipes once. Yaki tries to get away, but unfortunately does not. Invis goes off. Knows the boundary, knows the moment, knows the patterns, knows the escape routes. But JT3 detects Sunghun, takes him down. Double up right now. Sunghun and Lastro taken out. Where's another one? Those there for Felix as they pick them off one by one. EXO in good form right now. 3 seconds left. Yaki has the portal. Do they contest in time? Overtime has been achieved. We got one more fight.
Got a little bit of a stagger here. Reject not quite all boots on the mission vehicle quite yet here. So they are going to storm back in here. EXO through the portal and back onto the point. In-Song Inferno coming down now. Some big damage. A couple members of Reject in some trouble here. Felix will find Gargoyle to open up this fight though. It is white knuckle here for EXO to try and stop this card. Overtime in effect. In-Song Inferno coming down from Alonefells. Several members of Reject are hurt. Wish they had that calling card up because it would have been curtains here for this Reject offense, but no such luck. It's JT3 on the Freedom Charge though. Felix will find one on the Invis as well here. Just trying to pick away at this Reject offense. A second of overtime left. If they can clear the card, they will make the stop here. It is so close. Everyone from EXO online, and Reject can't get back to the cart. It is a long way to go here, but EXO have stopped the bleeding. They will stop Reject from getting checkpoint number 3.
Which side you're on.
Yeah, just shy of the end there. 76.92 meters is a very good push nonetheless, and we know how difficult it is to get past that first and third area of Spider Island. So nonetheless, the pain is pleasure as we see as they move forward right now. EXO are going to be on attack, try to pivot themselves, try to see if they can get that pace. And last we've checked, got a pretty good track record when it comes to second map on the good old Convoy, especially on Spider Islands as they performed against Z10 earlier in the group stage. But Reject though, they're looking like they're building something very complex here with their backline. It seems as though they're going for a composited situation where they don't actually have a frontline dive, but rather a, I'm gonna say it, I think it's a triple dive composition coming out again. Black Cat, White Fox, and the Captain America. That means the full team up is in effect, all aspects of it, which give them maximum utility. And that's something that teams don't utilize often these days. They go for team ups maybe 2 out of 3. You know, these days we don't see Mag with the Rogue and Gambit. You know, it always seems to be. But this team up, all 3 heroes in meta. Woo! If you're not running it, what are you doing? And both teams thankfully are mirroring it. But differential factor, Diatonic, Adam Warlock and the Phoenix. Who's going to get the value first?
That is the question that EXO gonna have to answer here. The path forward very clear for them. 76 meters towards checkpoint number 3 is what EXO have to secure to stay alive in this series. It's match point for Reject after they took home domination. So you know Reject are coming back with a vengeance. And yeah, you're right, you don't get to see the full brunt of some of these team ups very often. But not only are these heroes meta, but Reject have some solid players for each of them here. But Piggy is gonna be on the receiving end of the first blood here. It's thanks to Ace on that White Fox. And, you know, the Ultron save was big in the draft for EXO. Definitely an eyebrow raiser, but I don't know how much value they've really been able to get out of it so far. Maybe things will look a little different for them on attack here, especially with the Adam Warlock coming through. And so far, EXO pretty good here, not even 60 seconds away, and already halfway to checkpoint number 1.
Well, a moment to pay attention to in the background. But Mix of it all, Sung-Hun taking out JT3. Captain America too close for comfort. Little bit of Black Cat duel happening on the rooftops. Goes in favor of Song Joong-Woo, taking out Yaki. Bring the pressure, bring the firebrow, bring the coins up right now. Cash in Song Joong-Woo. Let's see if he's going to be able to spawn right now. Angela on our screens. Coming out from Piggy right now. That actually might be the counter dive move though. A very capable utility and fast at catching Song Joong-Woo, but Song Joong-Woo is clearing up the backline right now. And the peel from the Dino is just not enough as they're kiting around and absolutely blitzing through that backline. This is the rhythm that EXO wanted to finally achieve right now. This is looking good in their favor. I don't think contestation is going to happen from Reject here. We're going to open that first gate real quick.
Yeah, I mean, our Pacific Asia viewers will see the parallels between this match and EXO's match with Zero Tenacity. Almost the exact same look here. Stopped short of checkpoint number 3, and then EXO came back with a vengeance on attack here. So they're looking to try and get Lightning to strike twice, and so far, looking pretty good for this EXO attack. 4:30 on the clock now after a pretty swift checkpoint number 1. Good pace so far for EXO 01, so they are looking to try and stay alive in this fight. It will come down to how they deal with this Reject backline. They're going to have to force out this fate of both worlds. They're going to have a lot of ults here. Big mid-fight ult swing, and that Karmic Arrival so close to coming up. There is the fate of both worlds, as unfortunately Piggy out the fight here, but the Adam Warlock shut down. Alone Phil's going to use that cocoon to get back up, and now here comes the calling card. Let's see if EXO has their numbers. 1 KO coming in so far for Sung Joong-Woo. This will be the game changer. Double KO here, slowly carving through Reject. Cut to ribbons here. Triple KO here. Sung Joong-Woo's claws sharp as ever, even in the face of an opponent like Reject. Quadra KO for him, and they've still got 4 more ults in the tank here. Rage of Ultron coming in from Felix, and you can feel the rage of EXO here. They're not ready to give up this series yet. They want this win. They are hungry for it, and calling card gonna go offline now. Reject left with just a calling card and maybe a freedom charge for themselves.
I think Song Joong-Woo's investment paid off. Cashed in all the coins. Finally paid out. They're on the up. They do. Let's see if it's enough for them. Let's see. Ace going in for the Kumio, pummeling right now in the backline, unleashing it as much as possible to clap out of here. Lastro's down, and another one's going to go down to the pressure of the Kumio, but sustain is the name and the game in as they keep their team alive right now. Song Joong-Woo taking out Piggy again with the same maneuver. Piggy just can't get away from Song Joong-Woo's phase claw right there. It's just too much. That teleportation is crazy, but they push it to second gate. They've only got 4.5 minutes to just go up the hill. This is potentially EXO's flip, Diatonic. They might win this map. We might go to map 3.
I mean, again, I can't help but point out this is the exact same situation that EXO were in up against Zero Tenacity, and now they feel the flow here. Tempo fully being controlled by EXO. They've still got a Karmic Revival as well here, so they might be looking to commit to this. There's no defensive ults ready for Reject, nothing coming from the strategist line, so EXO is just going to look to put on the hurt here. Sung Joong-Woo taking some big damage, but that EXO backline ready to help him out here. Ace will fall to Yaki, and Lastro going to take out JT3. Big KOs here, but Alone Phils was ready for it. Karmic Revival, and the Golden God is here to get EXO back up on their feet and in this fight as the ults from Reject drain away. It is going to be pretty much a neutral back and forth for a moment here, but Zatha looking to charge up the Feast of the Abyss, but he doesn't even need it. Will find Yaki just like that, 1 down, and if EXO can walk away with the win in this fight, they might walk away with the map 2 win. Rage of Ultron from Felix and from Brownie, as well as Reject looking to mirror here, take the 1v1. They both go offline now, and EXO just meters away from taking us to map number 3, but Piggy has a lot to say about it. It's a Devil Beast rampage. Yaki will find one as well, and they're looking to put the stop, but Liger, there's still 3 minutes left on the clock.
Still 3 minutes and plenty of time to change the tides right here for Reject. As we know, the Pacific region does not ever call it early. We know anything can happen any moment of time. This could be a very pivotal stall right here because we've got a choke point, pincer point right here for XOXO. Momentum here is great, 1000%. But once you get stopped, it is so hard to climb back to that high ground and keep the push going. But Market right now, Alone feels taken out by Yaki early. That's going to bring XOXO down when it comes to the Adam. Force a cocoon if they need. Big crunches coming out from Piggy. Do they throw off the map? They do! Ace gets dunked off. The White Fox unfortunately cannot climb and save themselves to victory right there. Yaki trying to fly sky high, taking out the Ultron. You got to be kidding me, Felix. is getting taken out by people without wings right now. There's craziness, Zeta, and the backline's going to taken down as well. 2 minutes left on the clock right now. Gargoyle is showing up and showing out right now on the Deadpool, bringing it forward, bringing the Vanpool to action. We got to see if there's still enough time for the stall. Reject are holding on very well, but right now, XOXO are biding time, biding as much as they can to build up for that Karmic Revival.
Yeah, there's just not a lot of strategist ults coming Reject's way. They will have Rage of Ultron, but if they keep finding picks like that, Yaki finding Ace here, they may not even need it. Felix, one more Rage of Ultron here. Under 2 minutes to go for EXO to find a way through, but again, it is basically one fight for them. Yaki takes to the skies and takes down the Ultron here, 1-for-1. Sungjuk Woo in trouble as well here on the Black Cat. Cannot stand up to this Reject defense here, and now Yaki says, you've crossed my path. I've got your number with this calling card here. Double KO on the Black Cat here, and yet again reset once more for EXO. The difference coming into this next fight is going to be that Karmic Revival, but EXO have to watch out for this Kumiho Unleash. It is coming down to the wire here.
This is what we were saying right now. They can hold. Oh, it's a phase shift and portal coming out from the Black Cat right now. That is going to be a movement right there. Is that enough for Yaki to make it happen? Or Sungjuk Woo is going to get the one from the value from that. Brand is going to be the one hitting that Rage of Ultron in the skies right there. Zeta lasered out of here by the Deagles coming out from Gargoyle. That is massive presence from XOXO right now, but they just have to utilize the right call. What did they do? They got the calling card out from Yaki. They got themselves the Rage of Ultron used as well. No chance of a primal coming up. We're building for the Banhammer. Could it be what Gargoyle needs to shut down the momentum? We'll see if XOXO have the chance. We don't know. They're on full attack right now. They're trying to get it going. They got Revival, which means this fight may be the last fight, but they can fight twice as hard in this fight because they will have that Karmic Revival. Sungjuk Woo taken down by Lastra. Lastra with those ice claps from Lunar Snow. You already know, clap to the beat, everybody, because it will be very, very soon time for the fate of both worlds.
Yeah, you know they are looking for more than just a 1 KO to res back up with that Karmic Revival. Alonefill's still holding on to it, and EXO building the ult bank here. It's JT3, though, gonna lead the charge. EXO assemble here underneath that Freedom Charge, and now 5 ults ready to go for EXO-01. This is their best and last chance to try and close out this map against Reject. It is coming up red, though. Reject in the KO feed, already finding a couple, and Alonefill's picked off early on here. Gonna use the Cocoon and gets that Karmic Revival movement. Calling card now from Sungjuk Woo. He'll find Gargoyle, but Yaki gonna fight right back. Piggy takes down Zeta, and just when they thought the Karmic Revival would be enough, they are going offline here. Blue lights flick off as EXO taken down one by one, dismantled here by Reject. Alonefill's going over to the Strange. They might be able to get it in time, but I don't see that Strange portal anywhere. Overtime ticks down, and Reject a 4-minute hold ahead of the final checkpoint, and they will close out the series. A nail biter here. 2-0.
Stamp your flag in the sand and stand at attention for Reject. What an insane damn hold right there. That is the Reject of old. They are back in full force right now, and they have locked down this XOXO threat. But wow, did XOXO make them sweat for it. Holy, bang for bang, both these teams went at each other's throats right there. Crazy to see. What an insane hold. What a commendable effort from XOXO. It could have gone to map 3. But Reject said, let's put it all out on the line. Let's wrap it up here. Call the night early. And, yeah, I would if I was them because they got 2 matches tomorrow. But that is officially going to flip it because Reject are now back in first place, as their green is still nice and foresty, whereas XOXO do finally have a loss on their record.
Yeah, Reject reclaiming their top dog spot here in the battle for Asia, and a close battle indeed here on Spider Islands. They say that lightning doesn't strike twice in the same place, and unfortunately here for EXO, they just can't make the play they made against Zero Tenacity. Not for nothing though, Sungjuk Woo 34-10 on the Black Cat with 20 final hits, just barely eked out by Yaki, 21 finals, but not as much damage. Sungjuk Woo just shredded the claws against anybody he can get his hands on the side of Reject. But what a battle between these two teams, leaving it all on the battlefield here. Exactly what you'd expect out of these two, as they are the front runners here in Asia in this group stage. Some good attempts from EXO, plenty of solid plays from them. Unfortunately, the timing, the tempo just did not go their way ahead of that 3rd and final checkpoint. And I mean, it's got to be a heartbreaker, but you know, against a team like Reject, you got to look at the small wins for EXO. They put up a heck of a fight against now the undisputed at the moment top team here in Asia.
Said, that's it. Took their crown back, lock it in, everybody. Reject, did what they said they would do, and take that lead back. And they took it back from those who held it from them.
I think y'all just need a second to breathe because that was insane. I haven't seen a clutch moment like that in such a while, but I mean, honestly, dude, like that was incredible, man. 4-minute hold for Reject at the same spot that Zero Tenacity held the line against EXO. That is a sight to behold, man. And, you know, it's so hard to find what the secret sauce is for Reject. I don't know how they do it, but I have a good idea. And it's really that each player can be their own win condition. We saw heroics from Sungjuk Woo, of course, but Piggy at the very end on the Devil Dino went absolutely bonkers on that Devil Dino.
Yeah, I mean, and you're 100% right, Keg. I'm with you. Each member of
Doesn't happen
Reject
often.
is a threat in of themselves, but it's also this mesh of team-ups, of cooperation that they weave into every single composition. Like we said, you know, taking full advantage of Lucky Lone. All 3 members of that team-up present in the composition. And they're not afraid to make changes, too. They know that they can't stick to something that's just not working. They make the swap over to the Ultron. They make some last-minute adjustments that I really think turn the tide in the end. Because, you know, if they went into those last couple fights against EXO with the comp they'd been running on defense all along, there's no way they would have stood up. So very solid performance.
I want to circle back to that because you did mention as we swap sides, second side for EXO, that the Ultron wasn't finding a lot of value. At the end of the matchup, Daya, do you still feel like it has found at least maybe some value?
I feel like it got better. I feel like the back half of Spider Islands was definitely better for Ultron. Just didn't see a lot in that first half. So yeah, definitely came around at the end, and especially considering that Reject also brought the Ultron to the table too. So they were seeing the vision as well, I think.
Well, quite literally, it's Ultron.
I might counter that. I actually think Ultron was terrible into Black Cat. I actually think genuinely you've created an anchor point for Black Cat to calling card to, which gives you a high ground LOS, and then you can literally see Ultron's team now. Because Ultron always stays in LOS of their team. You want to know where you're flying is where your team can see you, especially if you have other strategists, and they were running triple strategists at one point. So once you had that Black Cat chiming up and going up to the Ultron calling card, having that anchor point on the roof or in the sky, literally when there is no roof for you to climb up as Black Cat, you then now can calling card directly dive bombing into the backline. So I don't know. It has value. Rage of Ultron's good, but I felt like there was just a little bit of a balancing act there. Not too sure if it's the move against these Black Cat players especially. Goodness.
Now, it's going to be interesting too, and I'm not sure who said it, but one of you said it as we got into the early stages of Spider Islands, but the solo Black Cat was a really sus factor, I think for really both teams, but especially EXO early on. Liger, I'm going to start with you. Did you think that the solo Black Cat was the move?
Yeah, honestly, in this, no, it works. It literally works right now because her damage output is enough to keep up, and you only need to consider the fact there's a dinosaur there as well. There's Captain America, who's compositing as well, doing a lot of damage. Like, you can genuinely run this entire team up that has taken rivals by storm with the White Fox, with the Cap, with the Black Cat, and you don't need any more duelists because they will provide dive, they will provide disruption, they will provide sustain, and you just fill out the rest of the team with whatever else you need. Rocket, Dino, whatever.
Well, I can tell you what I need because ring ring, our interview is ready. We got Coach J Mac on the line to see what he has to say. J Mac, how are you, my friend?
Hello. Thank you. I'm very happy.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's always good to hear. How would you evaluate your individual performance in this match, or your team's performance, I should say?
I think today match, our tank player is very good. Yeah, because they keep choose their play in match and very good make the value versus enemy. Yeah. So today I think two tanker player is very good.
Okay.
Now, who would you say was the player who stood out the most, who you were so proud of in this series?
Sorry, say again? I didn't understand. Sorry.
Which player do you think was the standout in securing the win here today? Who was the best player?
Who's the best player?
Yeah,
in
from
our
today.
team, yes. In our team.
Yes, yes. Yeah.
Yeah, I did. I just tanker. Yeah, tanker 2 player today is very good.
Okay.
Yeah,
Honestly,
yeah,
it could be
Piggy-
all of them.
Yeah, it's true. Right? Piggy's Captain America is so good. He's so good
Yeah,
at Captain
because-
America.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you. So Reject has beaten maybe all of the strong teams in Asia. So many wins for you guys. So you'll be in the playoffs. What do you want the team to improve before playoffs? Something to improve?
We just only won because we really want to win versus Genji. Our old player,
Okay.
I think, same thing.
Genji.
Yeah, because if both team going to land, I think both team need many helper because Asia region, Asia is very weak. We region, we very weak in Marvel rival, but land before both team is rival, so we really just win Genji.
Okay. Well, we can't wait to see that Genji matchup. You're secured for playoffs, and I'm sure you would like some rest before you get cooking on for tomorrow. J-Mac, thank you so much, my friend. Great talking to
Thank
you
you.
again, dude.
Yeah, thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, J-Mac.
Bye.
See ya.